Hey guys, this is Sports Card Man. I'm going to be doing the top 10 center fielders right now in baseball for the 2020 season. Just going to start out my slideshow here. Okay. This is a picture from last year of Trout that MLB Network used. I got my logo here. This is my book, Sports Card Man, A Whole New Ball Game. You can purchase it on Amazon for $9.99. Either download it through your internet browser or through your Kindle devices. So I'm just going to do some predictions here on cards and my top 10. Let's get into it. So right now, number 10, I put Byron Buxton. Right now, he's projected to bat ninth for the Twins. They have a really good lineup, and they're going to probably win the division again. He's a really good value buy right now because people have been waiting for Buxton to have a big year, and can he finally stay healthy? And this I think might finally be the year. And because the Twins are favored to win division and be in the playoffs again, and they're going to be projected to win 90 plus games. He's definitely a guy I'm zeroing in on to buy and kind of try to buy in bulk value. Tens are a little higher, and PSA and a little tougher to get as the season gets closer. I have them at 110, 125. I'm seeing them going to probably increase about $50. Ungraded, I would say they're around like 25, 30. Last I saw, they might have been a little higher. But if you can get them for 25, 30, do that because I think they're going to hit around 60, possibly 75 ungraded. 9.5s, they're around $70 right now, and I see them hitting around 125, maybe 150 on the high. But yeah, definitely buy Buxton with confidence. He's gonna definitely go up in value this year again. Let's go to number 9, Victor Robles. Last year, his prices were a lot higher than they are right now. I mean, he's kind of trended back up a little bit from where he was throughout the season. The Nationals did win the World Series, so he is a little higher. You could see, I mean, Robles and Buxton are kind of similar players, and Robles is a lot higher than Buxton. Yes, he's younger. Yes, they won the World Series, so that might be why. So I don't see them going up too much in value. I mean, his stats last year weren't great, but I could see them kind of going up a little bit in value. But I wouldn't buy too much of him just because you kind of want to be a little cautious. So I'm seeing a little increase on all of them, probably about 20, $30 or so. PSA 10s are a little difficult to get. There is a lot of 9 autos with him. So you want to look, if you need a comparison of a 10 auto, like that would be a 10 auto, that's a 10 auto, that's a 10 auto. Look for the streaks on them or ones that are like off the card. Actually, this one right here would be borderline because it kind of runs off the card a little bit. So that would be almost a 9 auto, even though because PSA, sometimes people in PSA grade PSA 10 and the autograph grade too, but you're seeing more of the dual grades now that people do. Let's go to number 8. Aaron Hicks. He's going to be out half the year. I would say peak value for Hicks was when he had that amazing game where he had that diving catch against the Twins last year. I think that was around like during May-ish, if I remember, and that was kind of when he was at peak value. Right now, he's so cheap that just because he's on the Yankees, I would buy it just for that reason. I mean, you can get a Bowman Chrome auto of a guy in the Yankees for $5, $10. I mean, you have to buy it. I mean, just because he is going to be back and he is going to play, so it's not like that you won't be able to get anything out of it. It's even if you buy it for 5, you could get 15 or 20 for it, once he comes back throughout the season. And I'm not sure why he's just doesn't he sells so cheap considering he is on a prominent team and like he's one of the few guys that's like a real good value buy right now, and so take advantage of that. I didn't do graded examples of him just because I couldn't really find them because I don't think a lot of people are selling them, so you might even be able to get a color of Hicks really for a really good buy too as well, but I have him at number 8. Let's go to number 7. This one I actually posted on my Instagram site at SportsCardMan. You can follow me. Usually I point out some good buys to buy for people. Of sometimes I buy them, sometimes I don't. I just give recommendations, and if you look at my page, a lot of them have been right, as for what I predicted. And at the time I told you to buy them, they went way up in value only like a couple months later. So right now, dolls, like, they were only around like 40 or so in a PSA 10 recently, which I thought they would be like a little closer to 60, 65, and I think they're going to hit like 80 to 100 all day. So if you can get him for 40, 45, like, I would definitely jump on that because he was having a really good year last year. And I definitely am seeing him having another solid good year this year. Like, he's one of the better um, buys this offseason, considering how cheap it is and how he has the potential still to have a really good season. So that's a really good short term buy. Even Bowman Chrome ungraded, they're like 10, $15. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, you can't really get much of a better player for 10, $15 right now of an ungraded Bowman Chrome. And even 9.5s, they're probably a little lower than PSAs. They're probably around 30-ish. I had them at 45, and I'm seeing them going to probably hit around 70, 75, maybe 80. Let's go to 6. Marte, I mean, I'm not in love with steroid guys. I don't particularly buy them. I mean, some people still buy them. A lot of people are still buying Forrest Whitley, who got suspended with the Houston Astros last year. Um, or it might have been the year before that, actually. And I just don't really care for them much, just because it's hard to sell them, and then, like, a lot of people might not want them because of the steroids. But he did get traded to the D-backs. He's going to play center field. The D-backs were pretty solid last year, so I mean, he could help them. I mean, if you can get them for $10, I see them going up a little bit, $20. Probably this might be a little older. They probably might have gone up a little bit higher. But I'm not going to spend too much time on Marte, just because I'm not really buying him because, like I said, because of the steroids. Let's go to 5. Ramon Laureano, really underrated player. Kind of the second half of last year started developing like some real crazy power. Before, it was just all about the defense and arm with him, but like, he is one of the more underrated center fielders in baseball, and if not more just underrated players in baseball. Doesn't have a lot of cards. This is an error. I did this a couple times. Should be 2019. Sorry about that. But basically, it's 2019 right here. The top's chrome, not 2014. I used the same template when I was making these, so I got to go back and change a couple of them. But yeah, I mean, PSA 10s, 30, $35. I think they can hit 75, just because, I mean, there's not a lot of them out there. He might continue to get better, and he's probably going to become one of the elite center fielders. And this is his only card, and this is like a real low pop. So definitely look for the Topps Chrome auto of Lariano. Same thing, 9.5. This one doesn't have any subgrades. That was the only one I could really find, but they're around like 25, $30. I see them doubling in value to 50. Ungraded, $10. I mean, you can't go wrong at $10 if you can get one. So definitely, load up on Lariano. A's are going to be really good this year too. But I like him a lot, for the short term and long term. Go number 4, Whit Merrifield. He might get traded this year with the Kansas City Royals. Depends. They're kind of rebuilding. He has a really easily movable contract. This is his only real card that's kind of sought after of him. It has a low pop of 59. I see them going up around like 15, $20 maybe at the most. It's not like a card you can steal, so it's considering it's his only real true rookie, one of his only real true rookie cards. That's why it has the value, and like the pop is pretty low. Good card to buy ungraded if you can get like at least maybe a 9, possibly a 10. But your margin for profit would be small even if you buy ungraded, too, because if you pay like 10, $15, and then whatever, close to 15 to ship it out, you're already at like 30, and then you might not even get a 10. So definitely just try to buy graded 10s if you can get them. I see them going up a little bit, and he possibly might go up more if he gets traded to a contender. But I like Merrifield a lot. Let's go to 3. Springer, same thing. I referred back to this the other video. The sign stealing scandal is taking a hit on a lot of the Astros stuff. You could take advantage of it and kind of, buy and hope it goes back up in value within a couple of months. People forget, but I think this is going to take a little bit with a lot of Astros players to kind of people to sort things out. Springers right now they were 60, 75. They've actually dropped to like close to 40, 50 range. So I think they could hit 100 still. Because he is going to be a free agent this year. So I think he still could have a big year, but I think a lot of people are going to be hesitant on buying Astros stuff, especially guys that are on the 2017 team. PSA 10s, they have a low pop. They could hit 200, 250, but like I said, the same thing. It might be tough. Not going to be as easy with the Astros guys in comparison to other players. So if I was going to recommend buying one, I would say buy the Bowman Chrome ungraded, just because let's say if you do buy it for 40 or 50 range, you're not tying up a lot of money. They could go up to 80 to 100. And then if you happen to buy the 10 and you can't sell it, you're kind of stuck and you have to be a little bit more patient and just hope that the sign stealing stuff blows over, or maybe it's a card that you sell next year when Springer sells, or maybe you could even just keep it for your collection. 9.5s are around a similar value of PSA 10s, so I always prefer PSA 10 over 9.5s, just because PSA 10s, it's chrome stuff, sell for higher. Let's go to number 2. Bellinger, I mean, he was a guy you had to buy last year, a lot higher this year. Still a lot of room for him to go up in value, I think, considering how young he is and how he's already got an MVP, he's already got a Rookie of the Year, he's already played in World Series, he's already got 240 plus home run seasons. So definitely a guy that still can go up in value. And 2015 or 20, this says 2014. Sorry, I made that error a couple times. 2015 stuff is tough to get in high grade. So as you can see, like PSA 10s, you're gonna have to really pay strong to get them. They're around over $1,000. I see him going up more though, just because Bellinger is a really elite player and really young. So definitely try to get them if you want to get him. It still has some upside, but you are gonna have to pay strong for him, considering how popular he is and how he just won MVP, stuff like that. If you're gonna buy graded examples, look for ones that are centered. Centering on the 2015 stuff's a little tough, so try to compare like other graded examples to ones that you might think get high grade and ungraded. So, but with Bellinger, I would be careful with buying him though too, just because you are gonna have to invest a lot, so your margin for profit, like it might be a little tough. But it just depends. So I would just look for that. Let's go to number 1. Trout, again, this is like big time stuff. A lot of people are saying, how higher can Trout stuff get? People are saying Trout's getting better. But again, it could go up. It could stand pat. It could. I think it goes up more though, because the market is so high right now that I don't see how a lot of this stuff can't go up in value, considering like it's a high market, and Trout is easily like still the best player in baseball. So I mean, I'm seeing like an increase of around 3,000 this year on the Bowman Chrome auto, and the same thing ungraded. I think they're gonna go up another like couple thousand. The same thing 9.5. I think they're gonna go up a couple another thousand. But this is the guy you're gonna have to really pay real strong to get. Ungraded, it's tough because nine. Sometimes sometimes you can get a 9, sometimes you get an 8.5, and PSA 10s or 9.5s are going to be real hard to get. But I would probably buy out of these. I would probably go 9.5 the best if I was going to buy one. Maybe the PSA 10, but again, it's gonna be tough for to find one of those. But I mean, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna be doing a couple other positions. Tell me what you guys thought. Who you liked out of the 10 guys, who you think should have been on there, things like that. And I'm gonna try to put out a couple more positions before the season starts. And spring training is already here, so thanks guys. Hope you watch it.